are riding aboard with PHG Jazam or Juzam.
Jazam!
Juzam!
That's how I say it.
The lights are on. Round 1 of the NRL Season 4 is underway.
And away we go in round 1 of the Division A Saturday heats.
I highly doubt anybody's going to jump the start, and they are off.
Lights out, and away we go. Grid start, of course. I'm not expecting too many moves. Well, I'll say that. Cyrus Nicky up the inside. Looks like Spawn is eyeing up a move on Super Uber as we come out the tunnel for the right-hand side.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful move.
Didn't look like any contact, and just understeered off into the rounds. That happened to me constantly. Nothing wrong with that, David. Oh my goodness!
So we'll see how we get. Oh, that is empty hop.
That's empty hop.
Oh my God.
Empty hop down to P6 now.
A little bit of a bump trap from Ando. Talon though, too wide with. Oh, Talon and Ando too wide coming into the chicane. Oh, that was almost ugly, but looks like they got through just fine. Woo! Well done, getting a little squirrely. Oh, coming into the outer loop, and looks like Ando forces his way in, and oh, little bit of understeering. That might have been netcode, who knows? But Velvet Thunder is still able to hold on to P5 after all of that. My God!
Textbook overtake on Super Uber. I think it may.
Oh no!
No.
I don't think it's next.
No, it doesn't, because Super Uber's got the inside line for the next turn.
Wow.
Oh, will we be able to send it up the outside? Oh, that's really close, but not quite. Oh my God.
I'm gonna force him to go around the outside here. I think Lisa's gonna try to keep that same line that helped him out, but hopefully the Kai learned the lesson.
Fantastic move from Kai. He was brave and he hanged it around the outside. Final lap of the race as he gets past the back marker of Russell there. And this is where it could get rather interesting. Got a bit of contact in the background as well. It looked like it was Cyrus Nicky or was it? No, it wasn't. It was Parquet, I think, in the background.
As we near the end of lap 7, going, oh, Salamander goes off, rally crossing. Oh my goodness! Contact from Rooster and Sal.
To neck pencil P2 will be Cyrus Nicky.
Oh, Parquet.
Got me Cyrus. Parquet.
Coming into the penultimate corner.
True stand defensive.
Yep, true stand defensive.
Look at this. Oh no! And the camera sneaks up there.
Oh, the camera lands. The camera takes away, goes the true zero right out the gates.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second round of the NRL in Season 4. Last week, both divisions got off to a flying start where there was drama up and down the grid, and is shaping up to be another exciting season here in the NRL. Today is round 2 of 3 in this league phase, as every point and every position is crucial for the drivers as they try to accumulate as many points as possible in anticipation to find out if they qualify for the grand finale on November the 9th. We have 2 very unique and exciting racing combos for you. And as always, I, myself, Floor Genius Gaming, will be leading you through the broadcast to showcase some of the finest talent in GT7. And speaking of talent, alongside me is 2 of the finest hosts and fact stackers, the ever-present and awesome duo. It's TK's and Tatty. Firstly, though, TK's, after 2 weeks off, hopefully you're feeling refreshed and raring to go. How excited are you today?
Well, I am feeling refreshed and raring to go. I am very excited, Flawed. Thank you. You know, we had a week off, and I was kind of excited to have a week off. And then that Friday rolled around, and I was like, man, I really wish we had NRL this weekend. So I'm super happy to be back. These combos look great. We saw some great racing last night. I'm ready to get going.
Glad to hear it, TK. And then secondly, and certainly by no means least, we have the outstanding and remarkable host, Tati. How are you feeling and looking forward to today?
I'm absolutely looking forward to today, Flawed. I'm super excited. Just like TK's Friday rolled around Saturday, and I'm like, okay, so another week. So yeah, I can't wait for today. These combos are excellent. Very excited to see the racing here.
Yes, 100% looking forward to this. So with that being said, let's take you through this season's story so far as we delve into the current Division A point standings after one round. TK, can you read us through it, please?
Yes, sir. So we have Saturday Division A standings. And P1, we have the Kai with 26 points. P2, Lisa Salters 420 with 18 points. P3, we have GLK Sneaky with 15 points. P4, MMR Moose 21 with 12 points. In P5, we have PHG Banana with 10 points. P6, we have Felmora with 8 points. 7th place, we have PHG SPC with 6 points. In P8, we have Aero US with 4 points. Then in P9, we have PHG Jazam with 2 points. P10, we have Spawn with 1 point. Then we have P11, 12, 13, and 14, all tied with no points, and that's PHG Caper, Island Grown 77, GI Boku, and MMR Super Uba.
Thank you, TK. And on to the standings for Division B, please, Tati.
Yes. First, we have PHG Lead Pencil with 25 points, followed by Cyrus Nikki with 18. Very close behind him is Parquet with 15 points. Then Zilla with 13 points. Angry Fredbird comes in with 10 points. MD Hop in 6th with 8 points. Jezer sits with 6 points right now. And in 8th place, we've got Horn of Plenty, 4 points. Racecraft 01 comes in 9th place with 2 points, and RTS Bandit rounds out our drivers who are in the points so far in 10th with 1 point. Captain Thunder, Johnny Boy, Lusanis, and P. Rosal in that order all have 0 points, but we're still so early in the season, all of this could change. P. Rosal, sorry, has negative 5 points. I did not see that. So P. Rosal's got to climb up out of a hole, and that's okay. It's only 5 points. He can do this.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, we're only through one round of 3, so a long way to go. That is for sure. So I guess it's time to introduce you to the first of 2 races this afternoon. Firstly, round 2 of Division B. So we are back once again in Japan for the visit to Suzuka East. This is the shortened variant with a track length of just 1.4 miles and a total of 7 turns. There will be a 5-minute qualifier ahead of a 25-lap race here at Suzuka East, and they'll be driving the racing karts, the 125cc shifters. As these are the go-karts, settings are set to minimal. It will be a grid start with full start check, all damage, tyre wear and fuel turned off. So it's a straight up sprint race to the end with just sport soft tyres. Onto the points allocation. For this season, it is set to the F1 system. So race winner will receive 25 points, with second gets 18 points, third with 15, fourth with 12, and so forth all the way down to 10th with 1 point. Anything below 10th or DQs will receive no points, with a bonus point added to the driver with the fastest in race lap as long as they finish inside the top 10. Top 14 drivers overall from both days after round 3 will move on to the grand finale on November the 9th. Now on to the driver lineup for Division B then. Word of note that P. Rosal has a quali ban ahead of this race and will start at the back due to a few misdemeanors in last week's race, and also that is the reason he has -5 points going into round 2 for the championship. So we have got MD Hop, Angry Fredbird, Sweet Lucanus, RTS Bandit, P. Rosal, PHG Horn of Plenty, RSR Zilla, Cyrus Nikki, Jezer, PHG Lead Pencil, PHG Captain Thunder, BHR Johnny Boy, Parquet, and Racecraft. And if you do want to check them out, whether they're on YouTube or Twitch, go and check them out, give them the support, hit that subscribe button or the follow button, and make sure you have a tab open for the Naughty channel so you don't miss a heartbeat. Right, okay. So with all that said then, TKs, what are your thoughts on the Division B race?
Well, Flawed, big thing to note is our winner from round one will not be in this race. PHG Lead Pencil is not able to make it. So that really opens up a spot for some of these other drivers. When you have the leader not present, it really makes things just wide open. So I'm excited to see who's going to fill in that spot there up at the top.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it could be open to many a driver. Tati, so of course we're in the go-karts today. Any experience in these go-karts? What kind of challenges do you think that the drivers will go through?
I anticipate all of the challenges. I do have some experience in the go-karts, and almost none of them were great. I'll be honest with you. They take some pretty precise handling. We talked about earlier, you can't touch the curbs with them, which Suzuka is one of my favorite tracks, and I definitely attack the curbs here. So I would struggle with not doing that. They don't lose grip progressively. If you've lost grip in the go-kart, you're gone before you even realize it happened. So I anticipate that this race will highlight some drivers who are different from the others, and we may have a completely different ending result than we had last race. I think it's anyone's race today.
Yes, indeed. And also one thing I forgot to mention as well, there could be a spot of rain as well in this race. Now, I don't think I've had any experience in the go-karts in the rain, so I don't know really how it affects the drivers out here. They'll be hoping though it stays dry. I'm pretty sure of that. But we're on board with PHG Horn of Plenty. Of course, he is part of the Papa's House of Game team, driving with a Logitech G29, and he grabbed a P8, which earns him 4 points on the day. So looking to maybe grab a few more today to try to qualify for the final in a couple of weeks' time. But you can catch him on YouTube. It's at horn_of_plenty2629. And we may as well stay on board with him for a lap around Suzuka East. So coming up to turn one, it looks like it's completely flat until we get to the second of the apexes, and there's a slight drop of the revs down into full, back up to fifth as we go through the S's. Certainly when we're in like Group 3 cars, I love this section. But in the go-karts, it does look like it's almost flat out, maybe a slight lift as we come around the bend. But instead of going all the way round Dunlop Curve, we then swing it over to the right-hand side for the final turn of the lap. And we'll see what kind of lap time he grabs as he comes. Oh my God!
Oh, no.
It spins out! Wow! Oh, geez, was that a commentator's curse or what? TK?
Oh man!
It may have been, because he was on a flyer right there, and as he approached that last corner, he took all the track limit right there. I thought he was going to get a penalty, but he cut that corner perfectly. He was on for a great lap. I'm not exactly sure what happened in these karts. The inputs have to be minimal, so if you turn the steering wheel just a little too much, drifting off into the wall like that is really easy to do.
Yeah, I think he was trying to just, minimize the radius of that turn. You definitely, when you're trying to go for a fast lap here, you hug that wall because it's the fastest lap to, there you go, it's the fastest route to the finish line, and I think he just overdid his steering input. Wow, bad luck.
Bad luck, but still perhaps got a few more opportunities to get that fast lap in. It's only a 5-minute qualifying here, so with the lap times looking like just under the 1 minute mark, it means that they've probably got 2 more opportunities to get their fast laps in. Certainly one driver that is fast right now is Cyrus Nicky, that is on pole position, also going through the first sector in purple there. So Cyrus Nicky is a free agent using a Logitech G Pro wheel. Current standing is P2 with that 18 points haul there, and is on YouTube at Cyrus Nicky _GT. He's got Racecraft for company though. Gets a little bit in the way of Cyrus Nicky, and that may have ruined Cyrus Nicky's lap there, because they were 10th. Oh, they still go purple by 29 1,000th of a second there, so extending their lead at the top of the grid. Jezza at the moment is vying for that spot, currently in P4. Fastest lap time is a 55.013, so just currently 2/10 off the leader. Jezza is a free agent. Fanatec DD Pro is the wheel that he uses, and his current standing is P7 with 6 points, and he's also on Twitch if you do want to catch him. It's Jezza. So we'll see how Jezza gets on here, but do you suspect any changes at the top, Tatty?
Not sure. We're running out of time, of course, and Cyrus Nicky, watching that lap, I mean, the precision there, it'd be hard to beat it. Obviously, he got slowed down by the car in front of him, but besides that, it was pretty much a perfect lap. Unlike Zilla's lap here.
Yeah. Zilla was purple up until the final sector, and then they started losing time.
Yeah, as you see on the replay there then, so he got all kinds of sideways through the last bend and failed to recover the kart there. And
it is raining. It is raining out there. I saw those raindrops on the gravel, and now you can see on the meter in the bottom left hand of the screen, we do have some water on the track. Not enough to affect anything yet, but that's something to look out for.
Yeah, 100%. It does look like the drivers are on the last of their laps now, because the 5 minutes countdown has expired now. So we'll see if anyone can dethrone Cyrus Nicky off pole position. Racecraft goes quicker by 1/10 of a second, remains in P7 though. Is there any other drivers? I think there's one more driver behind him, perhaps.
It looks like they are all finished.
Oh, okay. They
are all finished.
That is
Horner plenty able to get a lap in after his failed first attempt, but he was able to get up into P4.
Okay. Well, we'll run you through the classified quali results very, very shortly then. As I frantically jot down the results. But yeah, certainly you can see that amongst the times, very, very close between all the drivers. So this is going to be a very, very close race, I think, TKs.
It really, P1 to P8, half a second. And then P1 to P4 is 1/10. So under a 1/10 of a second separating. That is incredibly close. Incredibly close.
And Tassie, do you actually let me read through the quali results and then I'll ask you the question afterwards. But yeah, the provisional quali results then is Cyrus Nicky gets pole position with a 54.792. Then Zilla comes in P2 with a 54.864. Parquet, top three for him, 54.889. Just 25 1,000th of a second separating 2 and 3 there. Horner Plenty gets P4 with a 54.915. Angry Fredberg gets a top 5 quali finish there with a 54.987. Jezza, P6 for him, 55.013. Racecraft 01, P7 for him, 55.208. P8 goes to Johnny Boy, 55.342. P9, we've got MD Hop, that another driver didn't expect to be so far down the grid. We'll have a lot to do from P9. Then we got RTS Bandit rounding up the top 10 with a 55.617. P11 goes to Captain Thunder with a 55.618. And as we mentioned at the top of the race there, P Rosal was banned from qualifying. We'll start at the back of the grid. Wow. Okay, so that was Pretty exciting stuff. I do believe, though, as it's just qualifying, that is not even half the job done. I think there's a lot of racing to come, and there could be a few movers and shakers up and down the grid. But what I was going to ask you, Tati, was so I've forgotten.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll have a sparkling water. And how are the salmon cakes?
I mean, if you like, do you like sushi?
I love sushi. Let's go with that. What? How do you say it? Omasake or whatever, omakase. Whenever I let you choose what you're going to give me, I want that.
There we go. That's a good way to order.
Any chopsticks with that as well?
Obviously.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Right. Well,
the drivers... I couldn't possibly use my hands to report.
Well, the drivers have just lined up on the grid now as we wait for the 5 red lights to go out and start the race. Lights are out and away we go. Cyrus Nicky gets a lightning start there ahead of Zilla and Parquet. It looked like someone had a false start in the background because there's a big gap between Parquet and Racecraft. In fact, there was a few of the drivers, I think, there, because Racecraft has moved up 3 positions up into P4 with Angry Fredbird in P5. Jezza, just getting in front of Johnny Boy there to P5. It's very close and fast and frantic through the midfield positions as they jostle for positions through the S's here. Bandit just getting overtaken by Johnny Boy there to P6. There's contact. Looked like there was contact, and Johnny Boy goes for a bit of a spin there. May need to have a look at the replay just to confirm exactly what happened there. But look. Okay, we're going to take a replay at the beginning of the race because it was Horner Plenty with a very, very bad start. It looked like he may have got the full start there. So lost out on about 6 positions by the looks of it. But as we look on board with Johnny Boy now, he's down at the back of the grid. So and with Zilla as well, second from bottom. Remember, he started from P2 as well. So a lot of things changing up and down the grid right now as we've got Cyrus Nicky leading from Parquet, from Racecraft, from Angry Fredbird, from Jezza, and Bandit P6 with looking like Rosal, one of the winners, coming through. I think it's 6 positions to go into P7 right now. But what are your thoughts, T-Case?
Yeah, so that start was crucial. Horn wasn't the only one to get a bad start. A couple of the drivers in the back of the grid didn't have their brakes set for that false start check, which that is what allowed P. Russell to move up so many positions as they started last with no quali. At least 3 of the drivers in front of them had a false start issue, so they were able to jump ahead quite quickly.
And Tati, I mean, we've seen a bit of a roller coaster start here at Suzuka East. More of the same, do you think, in the coming laps? Oh my God, as we just see a bit of a tangle between Angry Fredbird and Bandit goes around the outside of Jezza, but then Jezza retakes the position going down the inside, and there's a little bit more contact, and Jezza goes a little bit wide on the circuit and lost that momentum, and probably P. Rosal will move past Jezza as well to snatch that P6 away from him as we got Bandit and Angry Fredbird going side by side as we come across the start-finish line to start lap 4. And we'll see if who's going to come out on top. It's Bandit that comes out on top into P4. I was just about to ask you, Tati, do you predict that there could be a few changes in the grid with a lot of changes already? But
that sequence right there definitely answers that question. I mean, as you can see, the cars are a little squirrely. They move around a lot, and you have to be really smooth. If you get a touch, it messes up your momentum, and these things are all about momentum, aren't they?
Yes, indeed, yeah. And a little bit sideways and very lucky to collect another driver there as Jezza falls down into P10. So his race going from good to bad to a bit worse, to be fair, with a couple of drivers, putting him under severe pressure as well, fighting for the last points or last point to be won. So we are on board with MD Hop, who started from P9. He's moved up one position, and Zilla looks like he's starting to charge up the field as MD Hop goes side by side with Rosal. And it looks like he has got the inside line, but it will turn to the outside line, but Rosal lets him through, and backs up Zilla a little bit there. Zilla had nowhere to go there as he tried to close in on that top 8 position. It looks like MD Hop is definitely on the charge here, because he's caught to the back of Captain Thunder there as he looks to propel himself up the grid. And as we come around the final corner, it is, there is 4 battling away from P6. This is very, very difficult to predict what is going to happen here. But guys, if you want to check out MD Hop, he's on YouTube at MD Hop 95. So go check him out. Looking to do better on his P6 last time out. So currently not doing as well, but he's going to try it around the outside. It's not quite going to work for him, and Zilla goes up the inside. He's going to lose time to P. Roswell as well, move down to P9 as he collects a bit of dirt on his tyres there, and it does look like it's starting to rain there, Tati.
I see it. The meter on the bottom left definitely shows there's a little bit of slickness on the track. These cars are on, or the carts are on racing soft, sports soft though, so they have some tread. They don't have to come in for wets or anything like that just now. I suppose if it gets becomes a deluge though, that might change.
Guys, I want to jump in real quick. Parquet might be making a move for P1 going into turn 1. They have closed the gap and are riding in that slipstream.
Yeah, it does look like that. It closed right up to Cyrus Nicky, then perhaps didn't carry the speed through, but now he's got the overspeed over Cyrus Nicky, and Cyrus Nicky went a little bit sideways on the exit of the corner, but Cyrus Nicky has still got the inside line, so he's going to try and hold off Parquet, but no, Parquet sweeps through into the lead of the race, and now it's about trying to keep the momentum and hope that he can keep Cyrus off of his the rear of that cart there. But I know Cyrus Nicky, as we saw in the first race, a very, very competitive racer, and will not give up without a fight, TKs.
Absolutely, and they're just going to come back. The slipstream is pretty strong in these carts and crucial. So on this long start finish straight, they can really close the gap. And I do love to see a move that takes more than one corner to get done. So these moves in the S's where they're on the outside, the inside, outside again, taking a few corners to get the move done. But Cyrus Nicky isn't going to let it go as they just go purple here. So they're pushing hard.
Yes, indeed they are. And just looking at the map, even though we've got 3 tenths separating the top 2, does look like there is quite a battle going on in the midfield section, probably from P3 onwards, I think. It's there's barely a second between the drivers right now, really jostling for position. I do wonder whether or not they're going to work together and try to sort of catch up with the leaders, or they're going to fight tooth and nail and battle for each position. This is going to be very, very interesting to see. But certainly quite a few drivers are starting to move up the pack, because I see now Zilla, who had a disastrous start to the race, went down to pretty much the back of the grid, now up into P6. And did we start off with more than 11 drivers? In fact, we did.
MD Hop left the room. They had a spin and decided to call it a day.
Oh, wow. And that is really going to hinder his chances of promotion to the final then, because I do believe that every round is crucial. Even if you just get that one solitary point and grab P10, that 1 point could make the difference of qualifying and not qualifying. But now getting the DNF, he's got an uphill struggle to perhaps try to get the best result possible in the final round before the elimination. So I wonder if we'll hear from MD Hop in Discord or not. I'm not really sure, but for the time being, we can't comment on that. but the 11 drivers that we've got on grid right now. So yeah, on board with Zilla right now, P6. As I said, he's moved up about 4 or 5 positions from the initial nightmare he had at the start of the race, and he's looking to chase down Angry Fredbird and Bandit, who currently hold P4 and 5 respectively. So it looks like for now, as we are quickly and rapidly approaching the halfway mark of this race, as we finished lap 10 on to lap 11, and
we get a lead change. Cyrus Nicky back up into P1 right at the start-finish line.
Talk us through it, T-Case.
He was just carrying the speed out of that final corner. He closed up real nice, as you can see, and then he just had more speed on the exit, get in the slipstream, and then bam, right there at the start-finish line. Thank you very much. And they're now going wheel-to-wheel through the S's, so it is not over as Parquet now takes back the lead through the S's. So it's proving hard to get a move done in just one corner here.
I'd be very interested to know, Tati, like if you was in Cyrus Nicky's position now, how would you play it here? Would you just try to stick to the back of Parquet and maybe make a sneaky move towards the end of the race, or do you prefer to be leading?
Obviously, I prefer to be leading, but we're only halfway through the race right now. It looks like they have similar pace, so I think what I would do is I'd play the game for a couple of laps and let me see if our pace truly is similar. If it is, and I do end up back there, then I'm going to stay behind and try for the sneaky move for sure, because there's no point in continuing to battle for another 12 laps here.
RSR Zilla spins out in the final corner, and he gets heavy damage. So are they going to need to go into the pits because they are losing time?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I was just about to comment on that. Yeah, he was doing so well running in P6 and looking to chase down P4 and 5. But yeah, unfortunately, that is how easy it is to lose control of these karts. If you get it slightly wrong, you can become a cropper and into a barrier. And yeah, this is the battle for P1 now. So Cyrus Nicky's got the slipstream over Parquet, looks to power past Parquet, but then all of a sudden that power is not there. So Cyrus Nicky is going to have to be brave and hold it around the outside, or maybe try the cutback. And I think that is what Cyrus Nicky's going to do here, as Parquet holds off Cyrus Nicky for the time being. But the one thing I can say is that there is nearly a 7-second gap between Nicky and Racecraft for P2 and 3. So it does mean the top two can relax somewhat, just to, you know, maybe it's better not to battle too much and just kind of keep it consistent, and maybe during the final laps, maybe try to race as quick as they can and try and grab that race win. But yeah, certainly Cyrus Nicky 2/10 off of Parquet, and we'll see what happens there. P. Rosal currently P8. He's got Johnny Boy for company, who wants to steal that position away from him. But P. Rosal looking rather consistent, and he will need to be consistent as well, because he desperately needs to try and grab as many points as possible. Of course, he's got -5 points in the championship. If he does grab 8th position, that will give him 4 points, and he will still be on -1. So he's certainly got an uphill task if he is to qualify for the grand finale in a few weeks' time. But certainly doing a good job so far. But going back to the leaders, and it's not changed. It's Cyrus Nicky, like a wasp right now, just will not leave the rear of Parquet, who currently leads the race right now. Yeah, it does look like the rain has stopped, so at least it's a little bit easier for the drivers to and not having to worry about that extra thing. So yeah, it's he closed the gap slightly, but Parquet did close the door on him. Nowhere for Cyrus to go there. He will have to try again, but we still got 10 laps to go. T-Case.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I think what we've been saying, you know, if they can just work together a little bit, they have a good gap. and in those final laps trying to make a move. RTS Bandit has been quietly creeping on Racecraft for P3. He's gotten within a second. He's fallen back a little bit, and now he goes for a little fishtail. And then we're getting a swap of the lead. Cyrus Nicky now back in the lead.
Indeed. Tati, do you want to talk us through this?
Yeah, absolutely. So Cyrus Nicky around the outside. He's going to have to be brave. So far, he's got it. Oh, he just slides out just a little bit. It's a bit slippery out there. Parquet kept a nice tight line, which lets him accelerate out of turn one very quickly. But Cyrus Nicky not giving it up. He's still staying side by side through the S's. I love battling through here. It looks like on the cards, you don't have to stick to one single line. Again, momentum does matter, though. Where you can get back on the gas really matters, especially as you head up the hill through the final corner. And now this off-camber turn where Cyrus Nicky has consistently been faster than Parquet has been. His line is compromised now, though, because they're right there next to each other. He's going to have to tuck in behind him, but the slipstream might help him get back in front and make a challenge for turn one. Parquet, of course, has been defending turn one pretty hard, so it looks like Cyrus is going to try that move around the outside again. I don't know that he's been successful with that, though. I think in these karts, you've got to hug that inside line, and Parquet's been doing a great job doing it.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, this is great to see. Great respect between the two drivers, but certainly showing how racing should be done. And yeah, they're going to go right to the bitter end to try and grab that race victory. But we go a bit further down the grid to P. Rosal. He looks like he's lost a position there to Johnny Boy. So Johnny Boy was just behind P. Rosal, and it looks like he made his opportunity stick and move up into P8. So Rosal will move down to P9, but he's not out of the running, of course. As we go back on to the leaders of the race then, so Parquet still leads from Cyrus Nicky by 2.5 tenths of a second, and it is pretty much the same as it has been so far. I do think maybe Cyrus is listening to our commentary right now, because maybe he's taken our advice on board and thought, okay, I'm just going to stay in that slipstream, I'll keep that pressure on, and we'll see if I can nick a position towards the end, as Cyrus Nicky goes purple through sector 2 there. So we'll see if Cyrus can improve on his fastest lap already with a 54.524. So we come across the line, not quite, gets a bit of a wiggle on, but he has got that slipstream and draws up alongside Parquet, has the inside line as well. That would be the optimal line going into the first turn. So for the time being, Cyrus Nicky is the new leader of the race, but of course with 6 laps to go, Parquet, I'm sure, will definitely be in the hunt to try and steal that back. But yeah, what are your thoughts, C-Case?
That was a multi-lap overtake coming together right there. They could never get the inside line. Parquet was always covering that inside line, and then on that opportunity, they were close enough, move over, take the inside, and take the lead. You could tell that was a long, calculated overtake. And these drivers, they're showing such great consistency. To do 25 laps in these karts and not make a mistake is so difficult to do. We're just seeing some top-tier driving right here.
Oh, and just to let us know, because I've not been looking at chat, so I do apologise, guys, but we have got a $10 donation from the Papa's House of Game. NRL for the win. Good luck today, everyone. Thank you very much for that very kind donation, NRL. Really, really appreciate you. And yeah, we are certainly seeing a fantastic race right now between the top two. And yeah, I can't call it at this stage, to be honest. We are talking a few tenths of a second. Maybe one mistake will change the outcome of this race, perhaps. But we look on board with Jezza right now in P6. It's looking to hound down Angry Fredbird, who currently holds that top 5 position. And actually Bandit not too far in front in P4 as well. So still a lot up for grabs in the final 5 laps of the race as we come across the line to finish lap 20 on to lap 21. So this is where it gets a bit intense. This is where the drivers really need to hold their nerve and try to finish as best as possible. But what are your thoughts, Tati?
This is absolutely it. I'm not going to lie. I think Cyrus's move was made a little prematurely. Unless he can run away from Parquet, I think he should have made that move in lap 23, 24. Only have to defend for 2 laps, but we'll see. Obviously, we have battles all over the track, though. Lap 21, we've got 3 more laps, 4 more laps here. It's anybody's game. We've seen spins. Looks like everyone's been pretty consistent the last few laps, though.
And it's getting dark. If you notice the clouds out there, we might see a little bit more rain here at the end of the race because those clouds are dark.
And we've got side-by-side action between the top 2 now because Parquet's got the inside line over Cyrus Nicky and takes that race lead off of Cyrus Nicky. I was struggling to get my words out there. Parquet has, well, they're still side by side as we go through the S's. So who knows what's going to happen by the time we get to the final corner here. But it looks like Cyrus Nicky has a nose in front of Parquet right now. So we will see what happens as we get to the final corner of lap 22. Will Parquet perform the switcheroo there? Not quite, because Cyrus Nicky holds the line, doesn't open the door for Parquet to sneak through, but Parquet is like a wasp all over the back of Cyrus, not leaving Cyrus alone. And Cyrus, well, he's going to have to pick a side. And will Parquet try one up the inside? Not quite. It didn't look like he had the power there, to be honest, or maybe he was a little bit too close to Cyrus Nicky to really take advantage there. But we go through the S's once more. They are nearly side by side, but Cyrus just holding off Parquet for the time being. And honestly, it's so close, so damn close. I don't know how to call this right now, but one thing I've got to say is I'm glad I'm in the commentary box and not a driver, because I'll be quivering in my seat right now.
Most definitely. Yeah, yeah, hands shaking, everything, all of it. That might have been a momentum killer there. Not sure how much grass he kicked up or how much he got in it, but that's got Parquet side by side. Yeah, it killed his momentum. Parquet didn't even need to slip to get around him, and he's got the inside line. It's interesting that Cyrus did not cover the inside last lap around. It ultimately didn't matter, but I was curious to see why he stayed out there. But Parquet gets a nose in there. Oh, did they touch? No, I think that was just some lag. Oh my gosh, I thought I saw Parquet going around. Back into the S's. This battle is not going to end. This is the final lap, though. Cyrus has got to get that last corner just right. And if he can, maybe he can beat Parquet into turn 1. Parquet is probably going to cover that off, though.
I think Parquet was playing some mind games there, going in, not doing that overtake on the previous lap and just staying tucked in behind him, and got Cyrus Nicky a bit confused, and then just stayed on his tail going through this final corner in the previous lap, and Cyrus Nicky made a mistake and Parquet took advantage.
Right, well, we're on the final lap of the race. Which way is it going to go? We have got Parquet in first position, but Cyrus Nicky so close to the back of Cyrus Nicky so close to the back of Parquet right now, and looking to change that as he gets the optimal line through, and Parquet has to give way, and Cyrus Nicky moves up into the lead of the race. Can Cyrus Nicky hold on to the race victory? Of course, got a P2 in the last round, with Parquet getting P3. Looks like Cyrus Nicky may go one better here in round 2 of the Division B here at Suzuka East. Just one more corner to go. Can Cyrus Nicky hold their nerve and grab that P1? It does look like they have, and congratulations to Cyrus Nicky, who grabs the win, or his first win of the season in round 2. Parquet with P2, congratulations to him too. Racecraft is going to get the last step on the podium to grab P3, with Bandit in P4, Jezza P5, and Angry Fredbird just behind in P6. T-Case.
Yeah, we have a huge battle for P8. Huge battle for P8 coming in. Where did they finish? Wow. Wow. All three, I mean, within a tenth of a second crossing that line, they were battling it out that entire final lap. Great job between P. Rosal, Horn of Plenty, and Johnny Boy. Actually, I believe at the start of that lap, Johnny Boy was in P8. So there was a few position changes there between the three of them.
Right, okay, that's why I cut to you there, because I thought maybe you would have the perfect view of the midfield battle there. So yeah, a lot to analyse there. But firstly, let's just run you through the provisional race results from Division B from round 2 at Suzuka East. So Cyrus Nicky, congratulations to him. He will grab his first victory of the season, and with the fastest lap time as well, gets that bonus point with a 54.524. Parquet, though, gets a very, very good P2 from him, just 7/10 of a second off of the win there. So he's got to be absolutely gutted with that, I would imagine. But we will interview him very shortly. Racecraft gets the final podium spot with a P3, so great result for Racecraft. And then P4 goes to Bandit. He's got to also be very, very happy with that. Jezza grabs a top 5 position with Angry Fredbird grabbing P6. Captain Thunder comes home in P7, and then P8 goes to P. Rosal. Very important points for him. P9 goes to Horn of Plenty. P10 is Johnny Boy. And then Zilla, unfortunately, where it was looking a little bit better for him, comes home in P11, and it won't be any points for him, unfortunately. Then MD Hop, of course, P12, DNF. Not sure what happened there, but that is the results from round 2.
Nice. We've got some super chats.
Yes, we have. I didn't even have my window up, so yes. Okay, I can see. Why can I? Yes. So we've got Boku with the $5. Epic stuff in the carts. Great race. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And thank you very much, Boku. And also we've got $1 from Viking King Gaming. Thank you so much for the sheer kindness, guys. We absolutely love you and appreciate you guys. So yeah, just absolute legends. Thank you. Okay, so we have got the top 3 drivers in the interview booth right now. So we're going to talk to Racecraft and yeah, get their thoughts. So Racecraft, congratulations, P3 for you. You must be happy.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, this is the first time I've ever really driven karts in this game. So I just all my friends just like had faith in me, and I couldn't have done it without their help. I honestly couldn't have done it without their help. I'm very happy with this race results.
Yeah, you qualified P. Let me have a look. You qualified P7. Okay, so you moved up 4 positions in the race. So was you like quietly confident once you started to move up the grid that you was going to hold on to that P3?
Yes. After the race started, I just put my head down. I just concentrated, because Suzuka is a track that I'm not the best at. So it was honestly kind of sort of nerve-wracking, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it did look like one sudden movement and you could lose control of that kart, that is for sure. But yeah, TK, have you got any questions?
Yeah, Racecraft, great job, man. That was fantastic. You had once things settled in after the first couple laps, you had a pretty quiet race, kind of just running on your own in P3. I wanted to ask if you were aware of Bandit. He started to creep on you there mid-race, kind of towards the end. Were you aware of them, or were you just focused on what you were doing?
Oh yeah, from time to time I would look at the split times, and I could see him gaining on me, especially when I had that little incident where I understeered onto the cones. I saw him in my rear view. I was like, I just try to stay calm, like knowing that if I started to panic, my rhythm would be off.
Well, you stayed calm and you did a great job, man.
Thank you so much, very much.
And Tati, have you got a question for our third place finisher?
No questions. I definitely want to congratulate you, though. Nice job. Keeping the rhythm and keeping your pace is absolutely necessary here. Fantastic job.
Thank you so very much.
So yeah, again, I have to say congratulations. Yeah, fantastic drive from you, Racecraft, and should be good points for you here. I'm just trying to work out in my head here. 15 points will go to you, Racecraft. So should put you in a good position going into round 3 next week, Racecraft.
All right, I look forward to it. I look forward to round 3.
Yes, indeed. We look forward to seeing you too. Thank you very much for joining us. And, now you can relax and enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
Same to you. Thank you so much again.
Thank you, Racecraft. Take care. Right, and to our second place finisher, and certainly a very, very close and intense battle pretty much throughout the race. Parquet, how are you feeling after grabbing that second position?
Feeling amazing, man. That was definitely a nail biter to the end there, but happy how it all turned out.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we literally, kind of similar to round 1, actually, Parquet. We literally couldn't tell what was going to happen, what kind of cat and mouse games was happening, really. Like, I just kind of interested to know, like, when you was in the race lead, then moving down to second, then back into the race lead. What was like your strategy? Did you always want to sort of stay in front, or did you kind of want to kind of like work with Cyrus and try to sort of grab the opportunity sort of late on in the race?
No, yeah. Shout out to Cyrus for that whole race, man. I was definitely not trying to work with him at all this today. I knew he was faster than me, so I felt like if I tried to work with him too much, he'd drive away. So, I was definitely going to fight for every inch I could out there today.
It was absolutely fantastic viewing, and certainly had all of us on the edge of our seats. So congratulations to you, Parquet. TK, any questions?
Yeah, well, thanks for giving us such an exciting race to watch, Parquet. You and Cyrus were so much fun to watch. Did you find that there was a place that you preferred to overtake better and that you would wait for it, or were you just taking any shot you had at getting back in the lead?
No, yeah, it was definitely T1 for me. I felt like I was a little bit quicker and felt myself gaining through T1. But Cyrus was kind of a lot faster through the S's and then the final turn. So I was really locked in on T1 being my priority corner today.
Awesome. Yeah, that's what it looked like. It was hard to see, and it seemed like it took a little while to get any moves done. But you did an amazing job doing 25 laps, being that consistent. Great job.
Thank you.
And lastly, Tati, any thoughts, any questions?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you two were more evenly matched than you think, Parquet. Congratulations also. You did a great job. I guess I have just one question. Did you expect him to make that move into T1 on the last lap there? You consistently covered off the inside on T1, and it seemed like you said, that you were stronger there. But I mean, Cyrus did something different, and just it seemed like it caught you off guard. Were you waiting for that?
I was waiting for it. I think I put a foot down wrong, honestly, and it was kind of all she wrote from there. I knew if I'm not, you kind of got to be perfect through your corner that you pick, and if you're not perfect through it, then it all falls down at that point. But
Yeah.
So for sure, yeah. Shout out again, Cyrus, for that wheel to wheel racing. That was very exciting today. I felt like my heart was definitely beating through all 25.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic drive from you, Parquet. As I said, like I I just found out we've got a Parquet Racing Fan Club with the $2 donation as well. Love the post-race interview. Excited for the next one. Yes, there will be a next one, won't there, Parquet?
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. Thank y'all again for another amazing, last night and today. Great weekend.
100%. You keep doing what you're doing, Parquet, because you're certainly bringing the excitement and the drama to the NRL.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you too. Take care. And lastly, we have the race winner. That is Cyrus Nicky. You must be absolutely elated with the victory. But tell us your thoughts, please.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. It feels great. Honestly, if I finished that race even second, I would have been ecstatic and happy. But I feel tremendous. I mean, that race was incredible. And you can really have that with someone you like 200% trust, and you know exactly it's going to be an epic battle. So, like, again, props to Parquet. Like, he did an amazing job. Like, yeah, incredible.
Yeah, indeed. I suppose I haven't really got any questions for you, Cyrus, because it's pretty much the same as what I was going to ask Parquet, because it was literally to and fro between the pair of you. How confident was you in nailing that victory? Of course, you did qualify P1 as well, so and you got the fastest lap, so you definitely was the fastest driver on track. But was you confident for the race victory?
Yeah, so I felt pretty good, and even from the get-go, like right off the start, I think I had like a 0.8 or almost maybe a second gap at the very beginning, and then it started to kind of rain a little bit. So I was like, okay, I don't want to risk it. So I actually bumped up my traction control, and I just lost so much pace. And then obviously Parquet come into play, and then the rest of the way was just the battle. It was really good. I mean, for me, the strategy was just to go as fast as possible. Basically, I mean, it turned out to be kind of a cat and mouse game, but I just wanted to pass at every opportunity that I could get. But yeah, I was definitely feeling I was faster through the S's, but I was just, trying to be patient with it, because you can definitely, like, one wrong move, then we both would be spinning. So, but again, like, Parquet does such an amazing job. And that last lap, that first turn, the corner, I went for that move, but I could only do it because I knew I could fully trust Parquet. He left me a little bit of door, but then, he didn't close it, which was, it's fair play, right? So I just went for it. I'm like, we'll see what happens. And it worked out. So.
Yeah, it was a brilliantly timed maneuver. That kind of switch back and just getting the perfect line out of the turn. It was fantastic to see. And again, congratulations in the race win. Tati, have you got a question for our race winner?
I think he spoke to what I was going to ask about, was like, well, actually, no, not really. So that move in a turn one, that final move, were you just waiting on that? Because it felt like he had you in turn one every single lap, and then all of a sudden you got it perfectly with the switchback, came out of that corner on the gas early, perfect trajectory. Was that you being a tricksy little hobbit? Tell the truth.
No, maybe a little bit. I mean, it was all about, I mean, you could play all the tricks, but if you're just not quick on that throttle, you're going to lose, the speed coming out of the corner. But there was, I would say, maybe 3 or 4 times where that opportunity was there, like throughout the race, where I could have gone for it, but I kind of eased off a little bit. But maybe doing that, I think I was just more worried, like, I don't want us to, like, crash and, ruin our race. But maybe just backing off and being patient could have maybe that 1% like taken him by surprise on that last turn, right? Because actually going into the final turn, it was crazy that going into the final turn, he actually, I think lap 24, he got the lead. I was like, okay, well, Parquet got the win. Like, it's going to be impossible. But then I started closing the gap on that straight. So somehow, and then I had enough. I'm like, let's just go for it. But yeah, it was it was epic. Oh.
Yeah. I think there was a little bit of that from both of you, because you're right. He did all of a sudden get it together in that last corner. Which I think caught me by surprise. But congratulations again on the win. Fantastic battle, well fought.
Thank you so much.
And lastly, TK, any thoughts or questions?
Yeah, Cyrus, great job, great victory. That was epic driving. You mentioned, you had that trust with Parquet. Is that something that developed during this race, or had you guys done some practice together, or was it just, you'd done so many laps in this race cleanly that you felt comfortable driving along with them?
Yeah, I don't think we had actually, we haven't even practiced together or anything, but we were just maybe practicing this morning, like maybe for 10, 15 minutes. We had a practice lobby going, and we did maybe a handful of laps, but we didn't actually race against each other. But lately I've had opportunity to kind of get to know him through YouTube. So, I mean, I knew he was a great guy. So I'm sure he's going to be even a better driver, right? So I just put full trust in him right off the bat. It's one of those
That's
things.
awesome. That's awesome. We love to see that. That's great, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, congratulations again to you, Cyrus Nicky. That means you'll grab, I think that's 26 points because you also got the fastest lap as well. So that puts you in great stead for the final. You can almost like relax and not bother for round 3.
Yeah, maybe a little, yeah.
Yeah. But no, honestly, huge congratulations to you, and make sure you celebrate and enjoy, the rest of the broadcast, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, will do. Thank you so much. As always, it's an honor. I'm looking forward to the next race coming up.
Definitely. Yeah. Thank you very much, Cyrus Nicky. And you take care of yourself.
Thank you. You as well. Bye now.
Bye. Right, and we have got another super chat by the looks of it in Boyd Gaming with the $10 there. Excellent broadcast. Keep up the great work. And also one from Parquet Racing Fan again with love the post race interview. Excited for the next one. Did I not read that? Oh, I did that one, didn't I? Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, my broadcast is buffering, so I'm not sure what's happening. I'm going to redo that just in case. But anyways, that is the thoughts of the top 3 drivers there. And fantastic race we had in Division B. So now I guess it's time to look. Is it time to look at the standings for Division B? No, we're going. Sorry, word from the production is that we're going to go for a quick break, and then we will reveal what it means for the Division B drivers in the standings. So make sure that you fuel up, get a nice drink, maybe a snack or something, and we'll be back very shortly. Right, welcome back, everyone. Hope you're fueled up and raring to go. Because before we read out the Division B standings, we will need to have a look and see what the Division A drivers will be going through today. But yes, we are going to be updating you on how Division B now looks like in after 2 rounds. That is. So, in first place and our race winner today, Cyrus Nicky, is top of the pile with 44 points. Then we've got Parquet in second position with 33 points. Lead Pencil, that wasn't present today, drops down into P3 with 25 points. Angry Fredbird up into P4 with 18 points. Then we got Racecraft just 1 point behind in fifth position with 17 points. Jezza occupies the top 6 with 16 points. P7 is Zilla with 13 points. In fact, it's a tie for P7 between Zilla and Bandit with 13 points. MD Hop moves down into P9 after that disconnect with 8 points. And then the top 10, we've got a tie as well between Horn of Plenty and Captain Thunder, both of the Papa's House of Game, that is, with 6 points. And then in 12th, we've got BHR Johnny Boy with that one solitary point. Then P30, Sweet Lucanus wasn't present, was he? So he has no points. And P Rosal, as we said, he did gain points today, but still on -1 points. So interesting how that looks after 2 races. Definitely a lot to play for in round 3 next week. Now it's time to look at what the Division A drivers will be faced today. So let's take a look. Okay, so we are off to my homeland, literally just down the road for me in the UK, in Kent, for the visit to Brands Hatch. Track length is 2.4 miles and with a total of 9 turns. Around this iconic and famous GP circuit, they'll be driving 15 laps here with the Toyota SFR Concept 2016 car. This smart engineered 1.5 litre turbocharged car, the Pocket Rocket, produces a whopping 349 brake horsepower and is a front-engined rear-wheel drivetrain and weighs in at just 1,150 kilos. There will be a 10-minute qualifier ahead of a grid start, full start check here at the Brands Hatch GP circuit layout with the usual BOP stock setup, mechanical damage set to heavy, tyre wear rate at times 14 and a fuel consumption rate at times 5. Softs and medium sports tyres are at their disposal, but also both are mandatory. So we are expecting maybe a few strategies to be played out in this one. Tati, can you read us through how the points will be allocated today?
Absolutely. Today's race winner will get 25 points. Second place gets 18, and third place gets the lay claim to 15 points. Fourth will take 12 points. Fifth, 10. Sixth place gets 8 points. This is hard to read. Second gets 6. Eighth place gets 4 points. Ninth with 2 points. And 10th place will get the final point. The fastest lap also gets 1 point. That can go to anyone so long as they have the fastest lap. The top 14 Division A drivers overall after round 3, that's the next race, they will get to move on to finals.
Thank you, Tati. And TKs, can you read us through the drivers in Division A for this afternoon, please?
Absolutely. We have Aero US, PHG Banana, Island Grown 777, PHG SPC, PHG Jazam. We have Lisa Salters 420, PHG Caper, The Kai, MMR Moose 21, MMR Super Uba, GLK Sneaky, GI Boku, Bon, and Thelmora. And you can catch them on YouTube and or Twitch. Looks like a lot of them do have YouTubes. So go check them out, give them a like, give them a subscribe, and we have quite a few Twitch as well. So go give them a follow.
Thank you, Tassie and T-Case. And very, very interesting race combo there. Certainly gets my heart beating because we are at a circuit that is literally like half an hour drive down the road from me. We have got quite a few super chats in as I refresh my page. So we've got Toon with the $10 donation saying Brands Hatch, baby. And then we've got Jezza with a $10 donation as well saying let's go Mets. And then we've also got one from Dominican Sherigan with a $2 donation, aka Lacabro, isn't it? So saying Lindor equals the GOAT, is it? Because my eyesight is not the best. But thank you very much for the kind donations. Honestly, you guys are absolutely killing it today in donations. Absolute legends, and we can't thank you enough. Love you all. Thank you very much. Right, so in terms of the race today then, TK, what are your thoughts on the car and the track combo?
This is excellent. This is a driver's combo. It is fantastic. You know, I said in qualifying at the beginning of the season that the MX-5 was my favorite car. Well, it turns out that's just because I haven't driven this car yet. And I did some practice laps, and this car is incredible. Much like the MX-5, short wheelbase, rear wheel drive, got a big old wing for some downforce. The difference is this thing has so much power, turbocharged, and you can just fly. So where the MX-5, you really had to work on carrying that speed. This one, you know that you can get on the throttle and go, and you're going to have that power. So it's a little bit different, but it is so much fun. This is a fast-flowing track. It is unforgiving as the grass and dirt is everywhere, and it is so easy to put a foot wrong. So it's going to be really fun to not only see the qualifying and see how quick they can get around here, but then once we get into the race, see where they're going to be making their overtakes. I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, I agree with you on that statement, TK. Tati, what are your thoughts? And have you ever driven these cars before?
Oh, absolutely. This is my favorite car in the game. I don't get to drive it as much as I would like to because everyone considers it a cheater car because it's so good. But if you get a one mate going, this is the one for all of the same reasons that TK said. Very well balanced car, gobs of grip, lots and lots of power. And you see some of Lisa Salters there having a little fun in it. It's a great car. This is also one of my favorite tracks because of what you're seeing now. It is unforgivable. It is a true old school track. It's narrow. There's not a lot of runoff. It follows the contours of the actual land. And so no two corners are the same. I'm really looking forward to this combo.
Is this a particular circuit where you feel like you can send it? Or are you still a little bit nervous taking the corners, especially because they're using the sports tires as well, aren't they? So
sure.
Yeah.
It depends on the part of the track. Like obviously the turn one right there, Paddock Hill Bend, never send it. It is a corner that you kind of tiptoe through. However, when you get it right, you carry all the momentum. It's fantastic. This next corner coming up here, Surtees, you can kind of toss it in there because you have such wide runoff there. But again, that grass is right on the outside, and every time you touch the grass, it may be tempting to like literally use up all of the track and get your outside tires on the track, or on the grass. But I promise you that next corner is coming up, and dirty tires matter. This is a track that requires precision. You can't just kind of wing it through the corners.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had the same thoughts really, like when we're just using like Group 3 machinery. So yeah, it's definitely going to be one to remember this race. And yeah, we've got two more super chats again. Jesus, you guys are working me hard right now. Both from Dominican Sherigan. He's saying Vientos equals the GOAT. And also another $2 donation saying and I'm gonna. Oh, we got a third one in with the same
Kodai Senga.
$199 donations. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Kodai Senga-san? Is that
Kodai
right?
Senga. Yes, he's a pitcher. He's naming baseball players. I believe they're all Mets players. They're in the playoffs right now.
The
okay.
baseballs.
The baseballs.
Right.
I've heard of
okay.
that game.
Yeah, you see, I'm British, so I haven't got a clue. So
It's fine. It's kind of a boring game.
Live and
but yeah, also the other comment was Mr. Met got his girl taken last night with a sad face. Oh, damn. Dominican, you're an absolute legend, mate. Ridiculously fast driver as well, and we really appreciate all the kind of love and support. Thank you very much. And yeah, another legend in the NRL amongst many others. So yeah, let's cut to the. Oh, we got another $2 L for tea case apparently.
As long as it brings money. As long as it brings money.
Yeah, we're just riding on board with Lisa Salters right now. Lisa Salters is currently second in the championship right now, who had an amazing ding-dong battle with KD Dakai in the first round. Lisa Salters will be the first driver to come across the line now, but just information on Lisa Salters is a free agent with a Fanatec DD Pro, as I said, P2, and you can catch on YouTube at Lisa Salters 420 as Lisa comes across the line with a 1 minute 33.390. But it's Moose that is on pole position right now with that 1 minute 32.368. So it's definitely setting the early stall out right now, with Katie Dakai moving up into P2 and Sneaky into P3 as well. So a very fast start to this qualifying session with PhD Caper also moving into P5, 1.6 seconds adrift of the pole sitter in Moose, with SPC then replacing him into P5 with that 1 minute 34.017. So yeah, very fast start to quali, very hard to keep track. Of course, this is a pretty short circuit, and yeah, with 6 minutes remaining of qualifying, still a lot of driving to go, that is for sure. But information on Caper is that he is part of the team House of Game Fanatec DD Pro, and current standing is P11 at YouTube. He can be found at Shaunsy403. Dominican Sherigan again. I'm not sure what's happening. Is he has he got that button stuck? I'm not 100% sure, but he's come in with another $199 donation saying WJ Dog. So thank you so much, Dominican. I am lost for words, but on behalf of everyone on NRL, you're an absolute legend. Thank you very much. So on board with the second place driver at the moment, which is the Kai, part of the B&D racing team setup. He is driving with a Logitech G29. He is the current leader in the championship for Division A, and he is looking to try and get a good lap time in again. Doesn't. Oh no, sorry, that was the outlap. My apologies there. Currently, he is 0.3 off of the fastest lap time. That is Moose right now. So yeah, fantastic laps as we can see there. But yeah, what are your thoughts here, TK, so far?
Yeah, so one thing I've been noticing, and I did a little bit of practicing here, is that you got to short shift this car. If you'll notice, they're not revving this thing all the way out. They're really shifting around 50%, 50 to 75%. And then they're coming out of these corners in a gear higher than you kind of would think. With the sport tires, the grip isn't quite there. This car's very stable under braking, which is nice, but the back end will let loose really easily. So in some cars, you might come out of that corner in fourth gear, and this corner in fourth gear as well, but you see they're coming out in fifth gear. That's eliminating the tire spin, and this car has enough power and enough torque to give you that without losing any time. And then short shifting you want to shift these cars as soon as they've hit their max power band. As soon as you go over that, you're losing time. So we're going to see that a lot. And that's something to think about when you drive different cars, different dailies, different types. It's something that you have to keep in mind, short shift, short shift, short shift. So I think we might see that in the race come into play when they're battling. Are they going to remember that? And we might see some overtakes on the straight just due to somebody forgetting to do that shift or to come out in the correct gear.
Yes, 100%. I was going to come to you, Tessie, but it looks like chat is going mad right now. As we got two more super chats in here. In Rob G. Barker, of course, I know him. Let's go Team B&D and MMR. Yeah, of course, represents, well, B&D is his team, but also represents MMR, of course, in Moose. Thank you so much for the £2 donation, Rob. You're an absolute legend. I think you already know my thoughts on you anyway, Rob, but thank you very much on behalf of NRL. And also as well, in reply to Rob G. Barker, Dominican Sherrigans donates $2 again, saying W. Rob Barker. It says Rob Parker, but I'm sure he means Rob Barker. Yeah, unless it's the brother of Spider-Man, I'm not sure. But anyways, so we're riding on board Super Uber at the moment, currently P4. He is just over 0.6 of a second off of his teammate, that is Moose. He goes a little bit wiggly out of turn number 8, I believe, and just coming around the final turn. And now, oh no, he's on the outlap. Sorry guys, I didn't even see that. I'm absolutely blind. So Uber's got perhaps one more attempt then to try to propel himself into the top 3 positions. So we'll see how he gets on. We will actually stay on board with Super Uber right now. We'll take you through a lap now. So just going around Druid's corner then, and we're just approaching now the Graham Hill bend. So a little dab of the brake keeps it in 4th gear. You can run it out wide on the exit. Yeah, takes it very, very nicely as we come into Surtees, which is a long left-handed turn, and he's gone 69 1,000th of a second purple in sector 1 there. So we'll see if he can keep this consistency up, because he's definitely looking good for pole position. Although, no, he drops a little bit there, but it just shows you how close he is, I think. But as we come through Hawthorne Bend, no, in fact, sorry, not Hawthorne, that is Westfield, and we're going into Sheen's curve now. Oh, he has to be very, very brave over the curb there, but takes it nicely as he goes up on his previous best through to Sterling's corner. Takes that nicely too. It does look like he is going to improve, but where's he going to finish though? As we come around the final corner at Clark Curve, and currently P5, can he move himself up a couple of positions? Yes, he can, up into P2, 1 minute 32.3 and 19 1,000th of a second off of the pole sitter Moose. But oh, sorry, no, I got confused there. It was Boku moving up into P3, and last gasp effort from Boku gives him a 1 minute 32.491. So a fantastic last lap from him, but we still got a couple of drivers to go as we ride on board with PHG Banana, currently in P5. Can he improve? Not quite. It remains in P5.
The Kai is also on a current, just his last flyer on very fresh tires. He had a little bit of a moment, but into Sheen's, I believe, but I think he's gonna be okay. We'll see.
Okay, yeah, he just cuts a little bit of grass, but yes, you're right there, Tatty. Oh no, he goes blind.
Oh, commentator's curse. We did it. Oh no. Sorry.
So easy to push too hard on this track.
It's
like
very
that
easy.
limit, and then you're like, I can take that corner a little bit faster, and then you end up in the grass.
Well, that takes.
And it was actually Surtees that he had the mistake in. It was right as Boku and Super Uber took that P2 away from him. He's coming onto the long back straight, just went a little bit wide. I was like, ooh, that messed him up.
Well,
you
that
know,
took
just
the pressure off of Moose there, because he has just extended his lead at the top then to 0.2 of a second. 1 minute 32.368 was the time he just produced there. So fantastic from Moose, and I'm sure he's going to be very, very happy with that. But as we know, guys, you know, this is just qualifying. You know, the real hard work is in the race. But yeah, Tati, what are your thoughts on qualifying and how that leads into the race?
Well, I figured it was going to come down to pitting at the right time to get your tires at a decent time. The sport softs wear out very quickly out here. So I think everyone that pitted kind of late for tires made a big increase towards the end of that. Makes sense. You're warmed up. You get the track now. You've got some space. Now let's get some good tires on this car and let's go.
Yeah, indeed. And I'll ask you afterwards, TK, as we just show you the qualifying results from round 2 at Brands Hatch. So Moose grabs that pole position then, 1 minute 32.187. Fantastic lap time from him, with Super Uber grabbing P2, and he really needs to make amends for last round. So definitely going about it the right way with that P2 in qualifying, with a 1 minute 32.387. Then Boku gets a P3. Was he? I can't remember if he was available last round or not, but definitely grabs a fantastic P3 for him. Then Kai, P4, bit surprised to see him down there, but P4 for Kai with a 1 minute 32.690. P5 goes to PHG Banana with a 1 minute 32.869. Then we got P6 with Sneaky with a 1 minute 32.939. P7 for Lisa Salters, of course, our second place finisher last time out. Quite surprised to see Lisa that far down the grid, but still P7. P8 goes to SPC with a 1 minute 33.427. P9 is PHG Caper. P10 is Felmora. P11 is Arrow. P12 goes to Spawn. P13 is Gizam. And P14, Island Grown. Okay. So, yeah, TK, this is my chance to ask you then. So how do you think qualifying went for you, and how do you think that will affect the race?
Well, I think we saw something glaring there with the bottom 4 drivers being 3 seconds off the pace. It seemed pretty tight between the top 8, you know, within a second and a half of each other. But that's just pushing to the limit. You're not going to race like that, especially with the tire wear that it is. So while the qualifying times are important, I think the race pace, we're going to see something a little bit different. And I'm really curious where the line's going to be as far as starting on the softs or starting on the mediums. Because obviously the car's heavier, you're going to be fighting. So I think maybe P7 and back are going to be on the mediums and everybody ahead on the softs. But I'm curious to see how these strategies are going to play out, because the soft is significantly faster than the mediums. But as we saw, the tires just get chewed up.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting one. But of course, both tires are mandatory. So it does mean, well, we'll see what tires the drivers will be probably on the first lap, and see the pace difference. But yeah, I've not actually seen a lap in these cars yet, so this is definitely going to be a very, very interesting watch. But yes, certainly it's the battle of the MMR drivers on the front row, as we've got 5 red lights. Lights are out, and away we go. And let's see if there's going to be any movers or shakers as we come up to the first turn. Immediately, it's Moose that has the lead over Super Uber in P2, Boku in P3. We've got Kai, Banana, Sneaky. Oh, it looks like Lisa Salters is the one to lose out in the background. Was top 7, looks like it's dropped out of the top 8 of what I can see right now. But Moose, yeah, looking good right now, looking to try and pull away, or even maybe work with his team member. So good getaway from Moose. Super Uber. Oh, it looks like Kai has gone up the inside of Boku and moved up into P3. Fantastic move there from Kai, as Boku went a little bit sideways on the exit there. So good maneuver, good early maneuver from Kai there, because really does need to try and catch the leaders if possible. But yeah, we'll see what Boku could do here. Maybe he's got a smart strategy going on right now. But yeah, certainly very, very close between all the drivers. This sneaky goes a little bit wide, and very, very close to Banana, who's in P6. And it looks like, yeah, we've got SBC in 7 and Caper in P8. Oh, goes a little bit wide, sneaky. Banana, well, will be the outside line for the corner, and they are side by side still. Both giving very, very good respect there, but it does look like Banana has got the upper hand as we go into the final corner, and yeah, just gets a nose in front of Sneaky. So it is P5 and 6 respectively for them, but SBC and Spawn are very close together as well. So yeah, it is action-packed first lap already, T-Case.
Yeah, we're seeing different tires. So Boku was on the mediums. So I think that was, especially starting cold mediums, not as much grip. I think that's where they ended up losing position. I'm not sure what tires Banana's on, but Sneaky is on the mediums. I'm guessing Banana is on the softs. So I think we're seeing that mix-up. We got drivers on the softs and mediums, and now that's coming into play, how hard they can push. So we'll see where they come out after their first pit stops.
Yeah, indeed. And how do you think this race is faring so far, Tati?
So far, it's interesting how many people up front are on the medium tire. Top 3, of course, are all on the soft, and they're already starting to run away. On that last corner, I thought we were going to see 3 wide through the final corner for a moment there. I think we did see 2 wide, but yeah, pretty scrappy at the beginning of the race here. In the back, it's mostly mediums, and it's mostly been a straight line affair for everyone except Lisa, who just ended up back there by surprise.
Indeed. Where is... Yeah, we do need to know what happened to... Actually, we're on board with Arrow right now, currently P11. So something may have happened here. As we go... Oh, he goes a little bit wide, cuts a bit of grass. He's got that dirty tyres. Lisa Sauce is just behind as well. So there's Lisa Salters down into P12, moves up into P11 because of the lack of grip that Arrow had there. So yeah, Lisa Salters didn't get the best of starts in this race, and yeah, I was just about to ask where Lisa was, but yeah, moves up into P11, looking to catch the top 10 now. But yeah, T-Case. Sorry.
And just Jazam went for just a fun run, well, and again in the dirt, but I mean, Jazam went all over that grass and somehow was able to make the next corner with dirty tires. Not sure how they did that, but good on them for not making any contact and surviving. That was crazy. They just went
wide in turn 1 and lost out in that position. They were having a pretty good battle with Island Grown, but that's 3.5 seconds is a gap now.
It's so easy to just push it just a smidgen too hard, and then it's over. This is crazy.
Indeed, yeah. Well, there's a long way to go in this race, of course, and certainly with the nature of this circuit being quite narrow and a lot of off-camber corners and stuff. Yeah, it can be a little bit tricky for the drivers, and we're only on lap 3 of 15 as well, so a long way to go here. But currently, what I can tell you is there is a bit of a gap between the 2 MMR teammates in Moose and Super Uber. As we ride on board with Super Uber now, currently in P2 is 1.3 seconds behind his teammate there, but looking comfortable for that P2 with Kai 2.3 seconds behind in P3. So then we've got a train of cars actually headed by SPC with Spawn looking to apply that pressure to SPC. It's very important for Spawn to try and grab some points for this round. Well, to be honest, it's not just Spawn, it's a lot of drivers, but Spawn definitely looking better here in P7, looking to hound down SPC and see if he can try to grab that P6 away from him. But there's his information on screen now, as it looked like Caper tried to go up the inside there, got a little bit blocked from Spawn there. I don't know if it was a nudge to push him forward or he was trying to get in front of him, but Spawn defends for the time being. He is currently a free agent, uses a Logitech G29. He got a P10 last round, so 1 point to him, so definitely will be looking to put more points on the board, that is for sure. But he is also on YouTube, so go and check him out at Dakara Spawn Black.
So running away with this thing. He's got a 3-second gap to Super Uber now.
Indeed, yeah. 3 seconds. I think Super Uber may have made a mistake on that last lap there, or maybe it's just the sheer pace of Moose right now. I do know with Moose that he was he's a very competitive driver, and he was actually quite upset in getting P4 last time out, which I remember having a word with him, and I was like, P4 is an excellent result. You shouldn't be so down on yourself. But that is the way the man works, and certainly if he was upset with P4, well, he's definitely putting the wrongs right here, because he's got a comfortable lead over Super Uber in P2, and then the Kai in P3, and of course he going into this round is the championship leader for Saturday, Division A that is. So good solid pace from Kai. I'm sure he'll still be happy with P3, but a long way to go. But we have got a train of cars as we went on board with Lisa Salters, went a little bit wiggly out of the Graham Hill bend there, and looking to try and close in on the pack in front. There is a number of positions. I do believe there is 4 positions in front of him to try and hound down and try to grab them vital points, with Sneaky down into P9, who currently is 3 positions down on his qualifying results, so has made a bit of a mistake, and gets a little bit sideways as well out of the Westfield bend there. This is where I really hate this corner here. That corner going over that curb, it gets very, very sketchy, and yeah, definitely a brown pants moment. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a close and fierce battle between them 5 drivers. That is for sure, Tati.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, Sneaky is sideways. He's out in the grass coming out of Clark, but he managed to save it, but that's going to kill his momentum. Lisa with a free position here going into turn 1. I was going to say that I hate the same corners that you hate, and yet I love them because they are so hard. Westfield, Sheens right there. Oh my gosh, heart and throat. Seriously, every time. But so worth it. So worth it.
And Sheens is really blind. Like, you don't see the apex, so you just have to trust on your practice. Oh wow.
Oh yeah, that is the replay of Sneaky, wasn't it? Yeah, in P9. Yeah, Lisa Salters with the overspeed. I thought Lisa was going to go for it. Again, a little bit. Yeah, he was right. Going wide, getting the dirty tyres there with the lack of grip. Lisa Salters with a reasonably easy pass there at I've forgotten the name of the corner, Paddock Hill Bend, which is scary to go too wide in there, to be honest, but gets the move done and up into P9. So we've got a replay of, is that Sneaky again? Oh, it's Felmora, sorry. Yeah, okay. Felmora, who was in P11, goes massively sideways. Lucky not to pick up damage, but loses a bit of pride and a position to Arrow US. So Felmora will need to try to get back up to pace in the remaining 10 laps. So we'll see how he gets on. But
yeah, going into the pits.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Boku sideways in turn 1 really badly. Another big save in turn 1. Holy, can we get a replay of that?
P3,
yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so on board with Boku then, coming up to the Paddock Hill Bend then, yeah. So gets hard on the brakes, and yeah, he just runs a little bit wide, catches the AstroTurf and the gravel, and yeah, it was a great save from Boku there. Could have been a lot worse. Loses a little bit of time to Kai, who has already made his pit stop, Kai, isn't it? Of course, Boku on them old medium tyres, so looking to push the mediums as far as they can go, I think, so he can have some nice fresh softs for the latter part of the race there. So Kai, sorry, go on, TK.
Yeah, Tati, if you can check, did Sneaky hit early on the mediums and go on to softs?
Yes,
I think that's what I saw. So he's
right now.
He's going for a very long stint on those softs. I figured most drivers would pit, like we're seeing Moose and MMR Super Uba pit around lap 7 on the softs, but Sneaky pit on lap 6 on the mediums, and now is going to have to finish the race on those softs. That's a tough task right there.
Just interesting to know that Moose and Super Uber just coming out of the pits. They just changed their soft tyres onto them harder of the compounds, the medium tyres, and Moose just about getting in front of Kai. So where I thought Moose had quite a nice gap, actually, Kai is just behind him now. So this is definitely going to be interesting. Boku is currently provisionally the leader, but does need to stop. So really it is Moose and Kai, P2 and 3, that are battling for the race lead, and then we've got Banana in P4. It's Super Uber is down in P7.
He pitted. He's got fresh mediums though. The 2 cars ahead of him are on old mediums. It might slow him down, but I imagine that they're going to pit soon.
Yeah,
I think there was a fuel difference there between Kai and Moose.
Right, okay.
Which is how the Kai caught up so much. I think Moose took a bit of fuel and the Kai maybe didn't take any.
Right, okay. Yeah, because Super Uber was roughly, 2.5 seconds, 3 seconds behind Moose when they came into the pits. So to see him that far down is quite surprising. So it does look like Super Uber was burning some fuel, and it looks like Moose and probably Kai were doing a little bit of fuel saving, perhaps. But yeah, Boku just coming into the pits. Oh, Kai coming into the pits.
Oh my goodness.
And a bit of drama as well into the pit lane between SPC and Caper as well. Got very, very close together there. But Kai, I'm confused by that because I thought Kai had already pitted. Did he not then?
So if Sneaky can make these softs last, that was genius of him to pit when he did, because now he's up into P3.
That's right.
Indeed.
I don't know though. Oof.
That's a long time.
It is.
What tires is Kai on at the moment?
Kai pitted and taken mediums, or sorry, currently is on softs.
Yeah, so he looked like he just did maybe 1 or 2 laps on the mediums that got onto the softs then.
So he's going for the 2-stopper.
When we saw Sneaky pit so early for the softs, I said, will we see 2-stoppers from people? Maybe. And I think definitely.
I love it. This is so exciting. We're going to see it all play out on the final lap. What was the right strategy? And we saw last night one of the drivers running out of fuel as they approached the start-finish line on the final lap. So we have different drivers taking different fuel loads, different pit strategies, just doing 1 lap on the mediums, trying to go long on the softs. Oh, man, this is good stuff.
Yeah, Super Uba is back up in the second after all of that, so it's definitely all getting mixed up, but it's a short pit lane, so you don't lose a lot, so why not?
Yeah, I the one thing I probably should have looked at was the tires that the drivers were running, because we, for the life of us, thought that it was just going to be a 1-stopper, and it was just whoever was going to start on the softs and whoever was going to start on the mediums and then swap it over for the latter half of the race. But it looks like there was a few quirky decisions going on right now. So this is certainly shaping up to be a a very surprising race here, as we are on. Well, I was about to say we were on board with the 3 drivers there, with Lisa Salters up into P8, but we got a replay of Boku, it seems, then, as he got onto lap 10. He was currently P5, went into the first turn at the Paddock Hill. Oh no, that's Kai. That's Kai.
Oh, into the barrier.
Into the barrier as well. And that 2-stop strategy has now really killed his race, I think, because now he's got front aero damage, and certainly he's going to have a difficult handling car, and probably a little bit slower down the straights as well. So now he's really going to have to fight tooth and nail if he is going to hold on to that P5. As you can see there, he's going very squirrely, and Banana looking to close him down.
We've got a nice battle going for P7, by the way. Lisa Salters just passed SPC and Caper and is starting to build a gap, but they were 3 wide in some places.
Right, okay. We just saw a replay of Island Grown come out of the pits. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. But yeah, currently P14.
He's back on the softs, right?
Right,
that's
okay.
what it was.
Okay, all right, okay.
And Sneaky's in the pits.
Oh, yeah, Sneaky, 6% of fuel on the soft tyre. He needed fuel there. But, yeah, it looks like Banana is looking to hound down the Kai right now, who is holding onto P4, of course, Sneaky into the pit. So they both propel, they each propel up a position. And then Kai, oh, it gets a little bit deep. Little bit deep through the corner. Banana, I thought he may have made the opportunity stick for him there, but perhaps didn't go in full send like I thought he was going to. Perhaps playing the patient game there, knowing that he may have the speed down the straight as we cut through 2 Surtees and on to the straight, and then look at the power difference between Banana and Kai. Banana easily sails past the Kai into P4. Unfortunate for Kai, he's just going to have to accept it right now, and he's moved down into P5, but hopefully I think he's got a decent gap to 5 and 6, I think. But as we see Spawn coming from P10, he was on the medium tyres, and he comes out. He must have come out on the soft state. Yeah, he comes out on the soft. So out on track in P12 then, and
somebody's
Arrow.
off.
That's Arrow off at the Paddock Hill bend there in the gravel track. Doesn't look like it doesn't look like he was moving then. It looked like he was beached in the sand or something like that. But yeah, P12 for Arrow, and that is a costly mistake there, because it did look like he had maybe a point on the cards there. But yeah, in P12 now, it's looking rather difficult for him, unfortunately. Something that's not looking difficult, though, is Moose. Moose is 11 seconds ahead of his nearest rival. He is in cruise control for the race victory. And yeah, certainly all he needs to do is just try to save the tyres as much as possible and bring home the victory. But Super Uber, on the other hand, is under a little bit of pressure, I have to say, from Boku, who currently is just 2.5 tenths behind in P3 as we go through Hawthorne Bend. And yeah, I mean, he's not going to be able to make a move here, but if he can get as close to Super Uber as much as possible, he may be able to force a mistake from Super Uber as we go through Sheen's curve. And no, both take it beautifully, but what kind of exit can Boku get on Sterling's?
He should be able to get him out of the last corner. He's on softs versus Ubo being on the medium, so if he can just stay patient, get on that throttle, he can certainly outbrake him into turn 1 or do this right here. Yeah,
you're correct there, Tati. Yeah, made it look quite easy though. To be honest, the only thing I will say about the tyre situation though is Boku's Actually, just forget what I was going to say there, because let's say Boku's tyres are not looking that great there, but Super Uber's mediums are not looking that great either. So I'm not sure how Uber is burnt his medium so much, to be honest. But yeah, it does look like Boku is escaping the clutches of Super Uber in P3. So it's perhaps just a case of Super Uber just consolidating. P3 will be an excellent point score for him. That will be 15 points and 15 points more than he's got currently right now. So but one guy that is looking to steal points off of other drivers is Spawn right now, currently just outside the points finish. Filmora, if he remained in P10, would get 1 point. So we'll see if Spawn can grab this vital position here, because of course Spawn's only got 1 point in the championship right now, so he really needs the points. Here's he goes. Oh, it's a commentator's curse, and Spawn into the barrier, and I think that is race done for him, unless there's any catastrophic errors for the drivers in front. That's a costly error for him, TKs.
Yeah, it really is, and it's so easy to push it too hard here. And we saw that with Spawn. But as we've seen in previous races in NRL, if you stick with it, you never know what's going to happen on the last lap, and you might get gifted a few positions. So don't give up, Spawn. You're still in P11. You're just one mistake from a driver ahead of you to getting in the points.
So true, so true. I want to shout out Lisa Salters, who had that huge off in turn 1 in the very first lap and has just put his head down and got position after position. The Kai had to take a third pit, which put Lisa into the top 5. And they're just having a quiet race now, several seconds forward and backwards. They can just chill.
Yeah, no, it's a great fight back from Lisa Salters here. It was looking like a bit of doom or gloom at the early part of the race, where Lisa had lost, I think it was about 5 positions from qualifying, from P7 down to P12. Yeah, perhaps just, trying to keep it consistent, not make any mistakes, and rely on a few mistakes of drivers in front of him. And yeah, in a good position now, and looking to cement that P5. But we're on board with Sneaky, who's had fair to say, a bit of an up and down race. Currently holds P8. Still be decent points position, but with SBC just in front, and actually the tyres not looking too bad as well for Sneaky. So may be a little bit of late drama in the final 1.25 laps to go as we come to the final corner of lap 14. And yeah, no, both very tidy through there. We'll see what happens between the top 2 drivers. Yeah, well, we have to come on board with Moose, because actually Moose, I didn't realise he must have been doing a lot of fuel saving, because he did have a 11.5 second lead at the top, if I remember correctly. Now it's down to about 5 seconds. You can see that the red light is flashing, and he is short shifting like mad as well, just like half revs per gear change. So he may have changed the fuel mapping as well, but at the moment still got just under 5 second lead over Boku, who is also quite low on fuel as well, and the rear tyres quite burnt out as well. So to be fair, I know that Moose probably doesn't know this right now, but although the gap is tumbling a little bit, I would favour Moose's position right now as we go through the final turn now. As I mentioned with Moose, though, P4 in the last race with 12 points, and just coming around the final turn and now, and surely Moose will bring home the race victory in round 2 of the Division A at Brands Hatch GP. Congratulations to Moose 21, and that is maximum points for him, with Boku grabbing a brilliant P2 for the American. So congratulations to him too. And Super Uber, after disaster in round 1, grabs the last step on the podium with a P3, with Banana just behind in P4, and Lisa Salters, fantastic result for Lisa, who grabs P5, Paper P6, Sneaky P7, SBC 8, sorry, and I didn't see, oh, it's Kai in 9. So 9 for Kai, and yeah, we knew he had damage, but didn't realize he was going to sink that far down. It's still points for Kai, but he probably will be very disappointed with that. Filmora will get a top 10 finish because of Spawn's mistake at the Graham Hill bend there. So great point there for Filmora, and a great handbrake turn at the end too. But yeah, Spawn will grab P11, Arrow will get P12, and Island Grown P13, and I don't know who P14 is. Oh, it's Giselle. Okay. So yeah, there was a place change between the two of them, I think. But what are your thoughts anyways, TKs, on this round 2?
This was really interesting. I thought it seemed like the best way to overtake was just to apply pressure on the person in front of you and hope they make a mistake. I don't think we saw too many just, going up the inside, around the outside. It was more you're applying pressure on the person in front of you. They end up pushing too hard. Either their tires are worn, their fuel isn't where it's at, and they make a mistake, and you then take the position. So I thought that was an interesting thing. So it's more of just be consistent, hold your line, and see where you finish. But we saw multiple strategies as well. I didn't quite see did everybody pit twice, or did anybody do a one-stopper? I couldn't quite tell, but that was not what I expected.
We may have to ask them in the interviews, because I'm a little bit confused myself. There's also another thing I'm confused by, is because I still think Dominican Sherigan has got that button stuck somewhere, because he's just donated a further $4.99 there, and saying after that show, and after that show by me yesterday, Go Instinct responding today, let's go Racecraft and Boku, double podium. Thank you so much again, Dominican Shogun. You are amazing. And another amazing guy, J-Dog, with the $10 donation, saying GG's all. Again, GG's to the donators. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for your kindness. I know that the drivers will definitely appreciate it, and us in the background for NRL. So thank you very much. I will quickly tell you the results then, or provisional results from round 2 in Division A. So congratulations to Moose for the race victory then. And yeah, definitely, I'm sure he'll be very, very happy with that. Boku also getting an excellent P2, and Super Uber with a P3. Then Banana comes home with a P4, with Lisa Salters with that great fight back, cements that top 5 position. Then we had PHG Caper in P6, with GLK Sneaky in P7. Top 8 for PHG SPC. Then P9 went to the Kai, who it was looking good at one point, but that damage kind of lost him many a position there. But still,
look at that fastest lap.
Yeah, he gets the fastest lap. So actually,
that is crazy.
Wow.
Well, we know that the Kai has pace, but unfortunately, damage is a bit of a killer in the race, and unfortunately lost that pace and lost them positions. Still gets 3 points for his troubles, though, with the fastest lap there. And
that is crazy. Like 131.9. That is insanely fast. Oh my god!
Fresh set of softs when he went to go fix the damage, so he had the least amount of fuel at possible at that time when he took those fresh softs. Yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. Good on you, Kai. Good on you.
Faster lap in a race than qualifying, guys. So just shows you how fast his pace really was there. Just very, very unfortunate. But 3 points for him, and 1 for Felmora, who grabs that last place 10th. I didn't read the other ones though. Spawn 11th, Arrow 12th, Island Grown in P13, and Jazam. You're
getting great at that. You're getting great at that, Claude.
I had to say it twice, though, but in P14. So yeah, it's that was a cracking race. Tati, what are your thoughts on that race?
Man, fantastic race. I'm so glad that there was more strategy to play into it. I mean, like I said, it's a fun track combo. It would have been fun to watch everyone on track, just with no strategy. But seeing people take double stints or 2 stops was fantastic. I mean, even down to the end, I was lucky enough to be in the room this time around. So while you guys were watching the front part, I was watching, the midfield and the backpack, Island Grown, and Jazam did come back together at some point and had a good battle going for not last. Jazam just made a mistake in, I think, the second to last lap or third to last, and that ended that battle. But I mean, good fights all around. It was everything.
Well, yeah, absolute fantastic, and yeah, it'll be good to get the thoughts of the top 3 drivers. So I do believe we've got the race winner coming up first in Moose 21. Moose, congratulations, fantastic race result for you. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, just feeling good. Yeah. Would you say that your race strategy went to perfection?
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple different race strategies. I wasn't sure if I was going to start on mediums, then finish on softs because I knew you could do 31s at the end of the race. But I thought I told myself if I qualified top 3, I would go on softs and try to get a lead or try to get out front because these cars are hard to race or it's hard to pass on this track to start with.
Yeah, 100%. No, you was lightning fast through qualifying. You got yourself in the lead. You managed to stay there. Fantastic drive from you, Moose. I could ask you many a question, but I've got 2 other commentators that are looking to try and get that question in. So, TK, what are your thoughts and questions?
Absolutely, yeah, Moose, great job, man. That was you dominated. That was absolute domination right there. Great job. You qualified 0.2 ahead of everybody else, and you just did it. Talk us through those final laps. It looked like you were low on fuel. Were you about to run out of fuel, or did you feel comfortable? Because we saw your gap get cut by like half a second there in that final lap.
Yeah, so I actually had 2 fuel strats. I knew at the beginning when you had more fuel, the car was heavier, so I was revving higher into the RPMs. And then I knew once I pitted, the whole second half the car would be lighter. So I actually was shifting at 50% for the whole second half of the stint and at 3/4 for the first half of the stint. So I knew exactly how much fuel I needed. I think I finished with like 0.2 in fuel left. So it was really just a tire disadvantage. I seen Baku coming, and I mean, you know how quick he is. So I was just trying to stay on track. I knew Uber was back there, so I was just trying to stay on track and not watch the gap.
No, you did a great job. You ran your race and you won, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate that.
Tatsy, do you have anything for Moose?
Not that you didn't already ask. I mean, it definitely came down to just concentration, right? You can't keep watching that gap. This is such an unforgiving track, and you did it, man. You pulled it off, saved your fuel. That gap came down by like 6 or 7 seconds on what it used to be, but you kept your head in the race. Congratulations, good job.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Ricky, mistake there. I had my microphone muted there, so apologies there. Yeah, congratulations, Moose. Yeah, fantastic result. And yeah, that will be maximum points there, 25 points for you. And surely you'll be feeling a little bit more confident and have an easier night's sleep ahead of round 3.
Yeah, excited for round 3. Good job, Baku and Uber and P3 MMR 1 and 3. Let's go.
Let's go. Proud of you, Moose.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Well done.
Okay, next up we've got then Baku, who finished in P2. How you feeling, Baku?
Hey guys, feeling good, man. Really happy with that result. That was the best I could have asked for.
Yeah, you qualified in P3, and you managed to make the jump on Uber to grab that P2. Talk us through your strategy and how did it go for you?
So basically half the week I was just trying to figure out where the drop off was with the sport tires. I had no idea what to expect. That was my first time driving this car, and I was just super like in the gray area. Had no idea how my pace was going to stack up to everybody else. So I just thought, trust yourself, know what you do that feels fast is fast, and just do what you can do. And so that's really what I went into it with, was just kind of open-mindedness.
Yeah, indeed. Well, to be honest, it must have been the right strategy because, P2, excellent result for you, 18 points as well. So, huge congratulations. Tati, any questions or thoughts?
That is surprising to learn that was your first time ever driving that car, and you took P2 here, because it's not an easy car to drive on those sports tires. Just a lot of power, kind of squirrely, but you must be excellent at this track. Is this one of your favorites?
Yeah, I do love this track. Group 3, Group 4, whatever it is, I do like to come here. And yeah, I was up last night practicing and figuring stuff out last night that was like, oh my God, I'm like having breakthrough moments. So yeah, this week was fun.
Oh, good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you guys. And congrats to Moose, man. Moose, golly.
Yeah, he certainly was a man on fire there, that is for sure. TK, have you also got a final question?
Yeah, Boku, that was fantastic. Great job. Well done. We didn't quite see what happened, but it looked like there was a decent gap between you and Moose before the first pit stop. But then you guys came out and you were right behind him. What happened on that first? Had you caught him going into the pits, or did you not take as much fuel? What happened that allowed you to get so much closer to Moose?
So I'm not sure. I think that the difference in how we were driving the car was really the difference in our pit stops, because the pit was so short. He said in his interview that he was 3/4 shifting and like almost trying to rev it out, whereas my entire race I was shifting like 50%, 60%. So I think I just went in on my pit with a little more than he had. And I kind of switched my strat when I saw his quali time, because I figured if I start on the softs in P3, I'm not going to put the same type of laps that he's putting in at, so there's no point to try to race him in the beginning. I figured let me just start on the mediums, and then whatever the gap is, I'll just try to chip away at him, and whoever's in between me, I'll just reel in that process,
Very nice, very nice. Well, you did a great job. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I second that. Congratulations to you, Boko. It must be nice to get points on the board for you and maybe feel a little bit more comfortable ahead for the final round next week.
Oh yeah. I had a wedding that I didn't see coming up, and that was why I missed the first round. And I would have loved to do that first round, because that's one of my favorite cars too. But okay. I just got to come real hard in these next 2 races and see if I can squeeze my way in.
Yeah, well, you've certainly done that. P2 is a great way to start out, and fingers crossed, and best of luck to you in round 3 next week.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Boko. Take care.
Cheers.
Have we got Uber in chat? Okay. All right. Okay. So that is it for the thoughts of the top 3 drivers then. So I guess what is best to do after a rip-roaring time and a cracking race at Brands Hatch for the Division A drivers is to then relax for a few minutes and grab a drink, and we'll be back very, very shortly. Welcome back, everyone. And again, huge congratulations to the top three in Division B today. But also huge congratulations to all the drivers, really, because it's been absolutely fantastic to see, as always, here in the NRL. With all that said, let's see how that shakes up Division A so far in the Saturday Division A's, that is, with the point standings. So, MMR Moose is now leading the championship with 37 points. He's got an 8-point gap ahead of KD the Kai in P2 with 29 points. Lisa Salters therefore moves down into P3 with 28 points. Then we've got PHG Banana, who is in fourth position with 22 points, and Sneaky just 1 point behind in P5 with 21 points. That means Boku has propelled himself up into P6 with that excellent second position today. He had 18 points. Also moving up the standings is MMR Super Uber into P7 with 15 points. P8 is PHG SPC with 10 points. P9 is Felmora with 9 points. And then rounding up the top 10 is PHG Caper with 8 points. In 11th position, we have Arrow US with 4 points. P12 is PHG Shazam with 2 points. And P13 is Spawn with that 1 solitary point. And P14 is Iron Grown, yet to score points so far. And to take us through the overall Division A standings, T-Case, can you read us through it, please?
Absolutely. P1 with a pretty commanding lead. We have Wid, total of 41 points there, a Friday driver. Then we have in P2 MMR Moose with 37 points, followed by Chief Apollo in P3 with 36 points. Then we have the Kai in P4. And I did want to point out, had he not gotten the fastest lap, he would be tied with Lisa Salters at 28 points. But because of that fastest lap, the Kai is sitting nice at P4 with 29 points, followed by Lisa Salters in P5 with 28 points. Then we have La Cabra in P6 with 27 points. Then we have Talon in P7 with 25 points. PHG Banana with 22 points, putting him in P8. Then we have GLK Sneaky with 21 points in P9. And then in P10, we have the Truce Serum with 20 points, followed by Purple Perp in P11 with 18 points, actually tied with Boku in P11 with 18 points. Then we have in P13, MMR Super Uba with 15 points, followed by Velvet Thunder to finish the top 14 with 14 points. Then drivers fighting for some points to get in to the top 14, which they can do next week in the final round before the finals. We have P15 PHG SPC with 10 points, P16 Felmora with 9 points, P17 MK with 8 points, tied with PHG Caper. Then we have P19 Ando with 7 points. Then we have a three-way tie, 4 points for PHG Shaggy Doo, PDX Burial, and Arrow US. Then we have our favorite Jazam in P23 with 2 points, followed by Spawn with 1 point in P24. Then 0 points for RWB Nav, Darken Azrael, BHR Pelias Pango, and Island Grown 777.
Thank you, T-Case. And then the overall between Friday and Saturday Division B standings. Tessie, can you read us through that, please?
Sure thing. And first is Racer 51 with 44 points. Tied with Cyrus Nikki, actually, for first place so far. Parquet comes in third with 33 points. Thumpy in fourth with 29 points. Lead Pencil with 25 points. Deputy Fishtail in sixth with 21 points. Angry Fredbird in seventh with 18 points. Racecraft with 17 points in P8. Jezzer in ninth with 16 points. PHG Bells
spelled 1S with 1S, 10 points, or in 10th with 15 points, tied with Luis. In 12th, you've got PhD Papa with 14 points. And then we have a two-way tie for 13th with Zilla and Bandit coming in at 13 points. Oh, it's a three-way tie, actually. Put Bandit in there also with 13 points. Another three-way tie for 15th between Redneck C137, PhD Skellington, and Rowdy Rooster, all with 12 points. Stumpy's in 18th with 11th. And then a two-way tie between Sugar Shuffles and MD Hop for P19 with 8 points. PhD Horn of Plenty, PhD Fenrir, and PhD Captain Thunder. It's a PhD Fight for 21st, all tied with 6 points. PhD Salamander MN in 24th with 5 points. And then BHR Johnny Boy in 25th with 1 point. Tied for 26th with 0 points apiece. RWB Buck Wild, I know that guy. And Sweet Lou Sanis.
Thank you, Tati. So yeah, it's definitely shaping up, and now at least the drivers know what they need to fight for in the final round next week. And speaking of the final round, let's have a look and see what the drivers will need to go through. So starting off with Division B for Saturday, then we are at the Maggiore Lake. It's the Lake Maggiore circuit, sorry, which it'll be 14 laps in the Porsche 911 GT3 RS 992 2022 road car. They'll have a 10-minute qualifying session ahead of the 14 laps with a grid start with full start check enabled. BOP will be turned on, but no tuning is allowed. As always, there will be heavy mechanical damage applied to this race with a tyre wear rate of ×4 and a fuel consumption rate at ×2 with 2 tyres at their disposal. That'll be the racing soft tyres and the racing hards. What are your thoughts, TKs?
A few things. This is a tire killer, this track. You got a lot of high-speed corners, and you're pushing it hard. Not having tires required, but 2 different and on the opposite ends of the spectrum available, it's going to be interesting to see what the strategies are here, because you could be doing multiple stints on the softs, or you could be trying to make it long on the hards. And these cars, I do believe, have a DRS as well, so that's going to come into play.
And your thoughts as well, Tati?
Yeah, this is a great combo. Big agreement on the tire situation there. It's a great car. This track, though, is one of the favorites out of all of the original GT tracks. It's got what I consider one of the best corners ever made. You guys know what I'm talking about. No one has a real name for it, but we wish it was a named corner. Banky Boy. I've heard Banky Boy. I've heard literal best corner in the world. It depends on who's doing the commentary. But yeah, lots of elevation change here too. This will be an interesting combo.
Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, fantastic race for Division B. But what have Division A got in store? Wow. Okay, so we're at Tokyo Expressway, the counterclockwise version in the Lexus SC 430 GT500 2008 Group 2 car. Well, you can already see that it can rain and probably will rain in Japan there. So there will be a 10-minute qualifying ahead of 15 laps at the Tokyo Expressway East counterclockwise variants, with a grid start with full start check, with BOP turned on, no tuning allowed, of course. Mechanical damage set to heavy, so they do need to keep it away from the walls, with a tyre wear rate at ×2 and a fuel consumption rate at ×3. They've only got the racing hard slicks available, but obviously if it does rain, then they've got the intermediates and the wet tyres. Your thoughts, Tati? You might be muted.
But what I yelled was baby. I love this combo, love this track. I don't have much experience with the car, but I'm sure it's going to be great as well. You get great fighting in battles here. That long straight is epic. The first corner is epic. Rain is going to make this absolutely wild. This is awesome. Yes.
And TK's?
Yeah, heavy damage and wall penalties. We're gonna see that come into play for sure. There's walls everywhere. It is tight. These cars rely on downforce and then throw rain into that, and it's gonna be a tough one.
Indeed it is, yeah. I'm just reading chat right now, and Moose, I know that he hates Tokyo. He's probably cursing at the screen right now. I do feel a little bit sorry for Moose, but however, at least you are in the Group 2 cars, which is super grippy. Perhaps not so grippy in the rain, but I guess we'll see what the gods have got in store for us for next week. Just to give you a bit of info as well, so we are back for round 3 on Friday the 25th of October at 8 p.m. Eastern time for with Toon, Leo and Slowmo as your host. So go and check out, as always, on youtube.com/@McNulty, and then of course myself, Tatty and TK's on Saturday the 26th of October at 1 p.m. Eastern time or 6 p.m. UK time. So yeah, really looking forward to that. It's gonna be well, we know it's the final round ahead of the elimination, so a lot at stake in round 3, and I really can't wait for that one. But yeah, your closing thoughts, TK, on what you've seen today.
Yeah, well, we saw that the points are coming into play here. As we saw those tallies at the end, there's a lot of 2- and 3-way battles to get into that top 14. Drivers that have won a race, that has helped them out. We saw Lead Pencil miss this week, but they got a win in last week, so that helped them out. So we'll see how those final battles play out next week in these challenging combos here for the third round.
And also, Tassie, what are your thoughts today?
Yeah, I mean, today was excellent. We saw great racing in both rounds. I expect the same for this next round, or for next week's rounds, rather. It is crunch time. It's time to get in the top 14. Like TK said, lots of 2- and 3-way battles, so every point will matter, as we saw with the kite today. I'm excited. I'm excited about turn 1 at Tokyo in the rain. That's going to be diabolical. And the last turn.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, yeah. All types of strategies could be thrown into play, and I wouldn't expect anything different when it comes to McNulty and the NRL, of course. Also, what I was going to ask as well, guys, is who do you think is your driver of the day? Because if it was mine, I was going to give it to Moose because he's my homeboy, and yeah, it was a fantastic drive for him. But Tati, who is your driver of the day?
Lisa Salters. I know what it's like to lose out on a lot of positions in lap 1 in a race and then have to just put your head down and get it going. It can be hard to be encouraged, especially on a track that's so hard to pass on.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. Fantastic comeback drive from Lisa. So good shout there. TK, who's your driver of the day?
I got to go with 2 drivers, and that's going to be Parquet and Cyrus Nicky. The clean, tight battle we saw in the Division B today, that was incredible racing. They swapped positions so many times. They kept it clean, came down to the final lap. So I'm going to have to give it to both of them.
Heck yeah, good call out. Yeah,
that is a good call too. Yeah, a lot of fantastic drives today, and yeah, let's hope for more of the same next week, because of course we know it's absolutely vital and important points on offer. So yeah, definitely join us next week, guys. And yeah, it's certainly been a very exciting and emotional day for us in the commentary booth. So on that note, we're going to say a goodbye and see you next week. So I've been Floor Genius Gaming, and it's a goodbye from Tati.
Hi guys, see you next week.
And it's a goodbye from T-Case.
Later, y'all.
And it's a goodbye from me. God bless you all. See you next week. Take care and bye-bye.